G'day everybody, welcome to Sydney in Cities Skylines, a video game that I got on the PlayStation 4 last year, and since then I've decided to try and recreate Sydney. Now, as you can see here, first off a few things. It's obviously not 100% full replica. Obviously, on the computer PC version, you can download mods, I think, and actually get the real, models as, obviously the Sydney Harbour Bridge and the Sydney Opera House and all the buildings of Sydney. But obviously for the PlayStation 4, obviously you can't do that, and it's pretty much the basic game with a couple of DLCs installed. But I've tried to recreate it to the best of my ability with the buildings and stuff I have. So as you can see here, we've got the Opera House, which is the Sydney Opera House. And I really like this building, actually, and it kind of works out well. It's not the Opera House in the real life, but it works out really well. It's kind of appropriate. And I'm actually very disappointed they don't add it in the game, because they've added attractions like the Statue of Liberty, Eiffel Tower, and icons like that as well, but not the Sydney Opera House, which I think they should have. They should have put in a little Sydney icon in the game as well. And as you can see going across, it's disappointing, but this is, the best we're going to get. The Sydney Harbour Bridge, but I like it. It works out really well because the map that this game is fits really well to how Sydney looks in real life. You got the harbour and you got the little water flowing there, and then I put in the bridge, so the big roadway got one way and another way, so two ways, so a 4-lane highway, and we got a train coming along. So as you can see, it didn't add in like a train next to the road as well, so I had to put in a little train bridge as well right next to it. But it all works out really well, and that's how it is in the actual city as well. And moving across, we got Luna Park, closest to the ability I could get as well, with a little ferry pier right here, a little ferry stop. So that goes back and forth to Circular Quay. And there's obviously no Luna Park face, but I've added in a lot of rides and the Ferris wheel, so the entry, as you can see, is just there. Kind of looks kind of the same, actually, if you take out the face. Got a train coming across now into Milson's Point. As you can see, got Milson's Point, Kirribilli. Got the little North Sydney pool back here. It's not exactly where it is in real life. It actually is down by Luna Park, but I couldn't really put everything right there. Obviously, size is different. We got North Sydney up here. We got the North Sydney offices and big buildings up here. Got the North Sydney station. As you can see, I've added in a metro train station right in here. We've got the main street of North Sydney with the two big buildings standing out and other buildings right opposite, so office buildings. Now, as you can see, I forgot to mention earlier that this is not fully 100% completed. Obviously, this is still in progress. I'm, I would say, halfway through actually creating it. As I move across into Kirribilli, so we've got the apartments along the harbour there. We've got Bradfield Park that I haven't put in yet, but the apartments along the harbour there, I like that. That kind of works out really well. Good representation of what it looks like. Got a little footpath and along the pier there as well. Nice little pier. There. North Shore isn't going to look exactly like after this, because obviously I could go into Mossman and stuff, but it doesn't really kind of work out. But as going into Circular Quay, we've got the ferries, which is a nice little touch they put in the game. They do have the Sydney style looking ferries, which is very nice. So that's a nice little thing to see. And we've got the main ferry stop there, which is Circular Quay. It's not a big, I guess, quay area. It's very small compared to the real life size, but that's the best I could get. For the map that this game is, this is an in-game map. The actual look of it, this was the best one to try and recreate it. Going across into the west now, obviously into Barangaroo area. I decided to put a little pier here, which is really nice, in the corner. And then across over here, we got the big, I guess, replica of Crown Tower, Crown Hotel, because it stands out and it's massive, so I decided to put it there. Makes sense. And then into Observatory Hill, I decided to put the observatory right here. It kind of works out well. Got Observatory Hill in Sydney, and yeah, just put the observatory in there. And then we got Darling Harbour over here, which isn't done yet, because obviously it's a big tourist attraction. I just don't have enough people in the city yet. Obviously you can see there 15,000 people at the moment. But I will put in a few things here eventually. I've got the casino. As you can see here, we've got the casino, so I'll add in that in there. We've got to add some parks and stuff, and then we'll put in like the exhibition centers, and where is it? The aquarium. Got an aquarium there, we've got a little science center there, kind of works out really well. So that will all go in there. Going into the center of the city, where the offices are, as you can see here, I really like this building, and that kind of works out well for the new, I guess, AMP center that's getting redeveloped at the moment as well. And it kind of looks, it's not going to look like that, but it works out similar like that. So I like that there, I'm going to put that in there. And then you got Circular Quay Station, which I haven't done the train line for it yet, but the train will go into there. Works out well again. I think obviously with the size you can't fit everything to 100%, but yeah, it's, you know, best to close enough. I decided to put in these trolley buses, these electronic trolley buses. I really like these, and I think this would work out better than the trams actually. So I didn't have the trams installed in this game. There's one DLC I don't have because that one's actually a bit more expensive, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And besides the trams in that DLC, nothing else was really wanted, so I decided to put in these trolley buses, which is really nice. Moving across into Martin Place. So I've got the little plazas here of Martin Place, got the footpaths. I put in the train station in the middle. See there, it's underground train station. I've put it in some office buildings, and more will get built eventually. I've started to build some more, so put the big towers there. So trying to replicate the buildings like of, I guess, the Chifley Center, the Governor Phillip building and stuff like that. I like that you can put in the small buildings around as well. It makes it look like a big city. And now into the Botanic Gardens. This is very fitting. It's called Botanical Gardens. So again, I tried to replicate exactly with the names that they already have in the game to put it exactly where they should be. And this path will go into Mrs. Macquarie's chair and around to the Opera House when it's completed. And I really like this view at the moment. It's looking really nice. We've got the little expressway here. Got the Cahill Expressway, I forgot to mention, that goes onto the Harbour Bridge. And down here, as you can see, these little exit turn-offs. You can see that this goes into the Sydney Harbour Tunnel, which I haven't completed yet. But I got a one-way, another way going back and forth. And yeah, it's not completed yet because building tunnels underwater in this game is actually very annoying, and that's why it's a bit wonky. Back into the Botanic Gardens, you can see I've got a little tropical garden there I decided to put in, and yeah, all that area is going to be the Botanic Garden area. But going across, we've got a nice little cathedral, which looks exactly like St. Mary's Cathedral, but it isn't, it's just the cathedral. But it looks like a very nice replica of St. Mary's as well. It's in pretty much the spot where it should be, so that's very nice. And then across we've got a museum. I think this is art museum, so kind of, there's a few museums in Sydney, and there's one right near the cathedral, so I decided to stick the Museum of Art in there. I think that's a very nice area to put that. And across over here, we've got King's Cross, which is not being completed yet, but I'll be putting the leisures and the nightclubs in there. As we move back in, we've got William Street, which is that road there, and we got the Sydney Tower, which is supposed to be the Sydney Tower, but in this is an observation tower, yes. It's it looks more like the Space Needle, but as you can see, we've got the shopping center underneath there. But yeah, for the main tower in the building, that's all it could be. And we've got, you know, the offices and the theater right next to it. I really like these buildings here. This is called the Oppression Office, but I really like it because it kind of reminds me of the Queen Victoria building with the big dome in the middle. We've got the cinema right next to it, which is the event cinemas, I guess you could say, in Sydney. And here is City Hall, which is pretty much Town Hall in Sydney. So those all buildings kind of stand out well on George Street. And we've got some hotels that I've decided to put in here with some clubs. And a very nice, I guess, really nice looking Hyde Park of Sydney. So that whole block It's pretty much a remake of Hyde Park, but got to put in a little park area there, and I decided to put in a fountain just in there, closest one to the actual one in real life. Right, moving further south into, I guess, the central area. So moving more into, I guess, the Haymarket area, I decided to put the trolley bus depot in here. Don't know why. I think I might remove it because obviously when you built it, you gotta, connect it to the road straight away. So I think I'll re-put that somewhere else in a better position. But this is central, and I decided to put in Central Station Clock Tower. It's just a clock tower by itself, but that works out really nice right there in central because I got a train station either side just so I can spread it out, make some space for the roads and stuff. So I've put in a station there, and an underground station, which is the only main one working at the moment as well. So I've got 3 stations of central all kind of put in together as well, and I've tried to make it easier for people to change, I guess, to where they're heading. And I've got bus stops, buses as well, and a lot of people, because this is the Surrey Hills and Paddington areas with all the apartments and houses as well over here. So this is all the residential area of Sydney now as we move into the residential parts. And we got the Institute of Technology, so the university areas, got the main hospital there, got an elder care centre there as well. That's where around the Newtown, I guess, area of Sydney would be. It gets a little bit uneven to the exact replica, but yeah, close enough. As I'll keep going across into Paddington area, so put in some more specialized residential areas, and as you can see here, we've got a lot of parkland here, and the big Eastern Distributor. Yeah, it's the big roadway there, and this is the football stadium, which is a nice replica. I really like to see. It's just a soccer stadium or footy stadium in here, soccer stadium, whatever you want to call it. But I really like this area. I built this all myself. This was, you got the stadium in the game, football stadium, but everything around it I built myself. The pathways and the park area there, because obviously there's actual parks you can just build, that's already made in the game, but you can obviously create it yourself, which is what I've done. And this area here is all the, I guess, the universities areas of Sydney as well. Put in a Institute of Creative Arts, so I guess this is all kind of a replica of UNSW, University of New South Wales. And I put a little public library there. So, and some residential areas to, make it nice and close for some people as well. But yeah, that's all of it for there, and this is where it gets a little bit, obviously, out of hand, but I've got four video game reasons for the game itself. You got to put some things where they need to go. For example, I put in some electricity, got the power mills here, and some, I guess, warehouses and industry, stuff here. But it's nice out of the way from people, and obviously, as you can see, this freeway and highway and stuff, that is all in game, so that was already in this map, and I didn't want to remove it all, so I kind of decided to just leave it there. This big road down here, this is going to be where the airport is going to be. So I'll just go across, I'll show you in here. And airport, so it's going to go in there. Because this map is so uneven, which is unfortunate, it kind of doesn't really work out, well, that's the best airport I can get. But yeah, this is all residential areas now of Sydney. We've got Mascot and their apartments. Again, this whole turn off of highway, all that was in the map already. As you can see, you've got the train station down here, parts of Sydenham and areas of the Sydney suburbs here, and the Princess Highway that's going through there at the moment. We've got Sydney Park down there. That's yeah, some more residential areas of Marrickville and stuff. Going across, this will be Walleye Creek area, big Walleye Creek area. I actually like this area. It was a good start off point for residential areas. Whole southwest of Sydney part is actually very nice and easy to try and map out, because it's pretty much all residential area, and you got to start residential places somewhere along the lines as well. So all of that, and then we got big suburb area, big little inner city area of Hurstville here. We've got the shopping center I put in there, and apartments down there as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it so far. And oh yeah, we got the, so this is, I built in this part of the highway though as well, so I did a little turn off into there, which is kind of like the cross city tunnel, I guess you could say, that comes out of here and goes into the cross, but you go into the city there. And yeah, the big highway that goes underneath onto the Sydney Harbour Bridge over there. Big 4-lane highway just to help out the traffic. Very nice. And yeah, that's the turn off into the Quay Hill Expressway and the on traffic ramp going up on the bridge there. Very nice. Gonna travel along the bridge. It's a shame that the default bridges in this game, they just, it's not exactly the same, but yeah, that's the look of Sydney. And if you look at Sydney on a map right now, it kind of works out to the best of the ability that I've got, that I had to work with this map. So I'm really enjoying it so far, and yeah, this is, I started this in November, and yeah, there's still a long way to go, but I've been enjoying this little process of trying to recreate Sydney in City Skylines. So that's it all for today. Thank you all, and until next time, I'll see you soon.